couples struggle to become parents, they often suffer in silence, but they're not alone. The National Institutes of Health says 1 in 6 couples has issues either getting pregnant or maintaining a pregnancy. Joining me today is Tamara Tobias, a registered nurse and the author of a book called Fertility Walk. Hi.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Molly, for having me.
Of course, thanks for coming in. I see you have your book with you. Tell me why you wrote this.
I've been an infertility nurse practitioner now for nearly 20 years, and I've been there with my patients through triumphs and then also heartbreaks. And so part of my reason for writing this book, one, was I wanted to help women understand their ultrasounds. I do ultrasounds all day long.
Right.
And I feel like I'm doing all these ultrasounds, but they really don't understand all the grayness that they're seeing. So I wanted to simplify it. So I took something, for example, the menstrual cycle, and I described it with ultrasound images. And it's quite fascinating to understand the menstrual cycle through the ultrasound images. And then the second part of the reason I wrote this is because I really wanted to tell patients not to give up and that they're not alone. I truly believe that fertility is a journey. I went through the fertility journey myself. So after 9 years of infertility, my husband and I finally had our IVF twin boys. But then our journey didn't end there, and it was about almost 9 years later that we adopted our beautiful little girl.
Oh, how wonderful.
Thank you. So it's such a journey. And so in my book, I describe the journey as a walk, and especially here in the Pacific Northwest, where we can take these beautiful walks in the woods. And then sometimes we're on this path and we have this big tree, a fallen tree in our road, or a big boulder that stops us. And what I want patients to know is, even though that path may stop us or may not be on the right track, not to give up on their dream of becoming a parent.
Did you find when you were going through the struggle, or any of the patients who you work with, that they felt like there was a stigma around not being able to have a child when there was so much expectation, like, why don't you have kids?
Why don't you get pregnant? Yeah. Yes, it's so hard. And to know that they're not alone, and that's another reason I want to be their friend kind of walking through this book, because they're not alone. There's many of us out there, just like you said in the beginning, 1 in 8 couples struggle with fertility issues. We're all different. So it's my book coming from a fertility nurse. Then it's a physician and an acupuncturist talking about Eastern and Western medicine. We have yoga for fertility, and then a clergy person is talking about loss.
Oh, quite the variety.
Quite the variety. So we're going to have a panel and discussion at the University Bookstore at 7 p.m. So we love people to come join us.
Wonderful, and that's just open to anybody
open
at that
to
time?
anybody.
Okay,
yes.
Again, it's at the University Bookstore tomorrow from 7 to 9.
Right, correct.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
very much.
We'll be right back.